Hi, everybody. I'm Dr. David Miller, and I'm so excited to be joining you at the Evidence-Based Acupuncture Conference. What I want to talk to you about at that conference is the interface between evolutionary biology and the Chinese medical physiology system. I think what we're not doing effectively as of yet is using language that allows us to translate back and forth between the Eastern views and the Western views of human physiology. And I think the reason we're not doing that is we haven't found the right lens yet. And I would argue that the evolutionary biology lens is exactly what we need in order to traverse the language between the two systems of understanding. The Chinese medical system developed in the context of observational biology. It was looking at ourselves, looking at other people, looking at bigger ecologic systems, and looking at animal systems and how those interface with each other and with the environment, and then creating a language to describe that, understand it, and utilize it for medical purpose. The mammalian genome itself is more than 200 million years old and actually goes back at least 300 million years in terms of many aspects of it. There are other creatures that are pre-mammal that are even older than that. And over that amount of time, there has not been a random transmission of information from generation to generation, but rather the very orderly transmission of systems and circuitry from generation to generation and species to species ultimately, that allows organisms to survive and thrive in their environments. The Chinese medical system, I would argue, elegantly describes those systems. And when we switch our language to be able to understand how to utilize that in the evolutionary biology framework, we change our conversation from those such as what is an acupuncture point, what is an acupuncture channel, to I can clearly see what an acupuncture point is from an Eastern and a Western perspective and know how to manipulate it, and then apply that information to the medical arena. Similarly, with channel theory, the channels all represent logical, observable circuitry that we can see, manipulate, and that should be easily conveyable between Eastern and Western thinkers. So this talk is geared to give you that language, to give you that rationale and justification for understanding how to translate the medicine without losing its elegance and without losing its esoteric quality. In the talk, I'll go over some of the fundamental neurology that you should be aware of, some of the endocrinology that you should be aware of to understand how the systems interrelate to one another and to themselves from multiple levels of Eastern and Western thought. So we'll look at channels, we'll look at subchannels, we'll look at how different systems interrelate to one another, how does the liver system relate to the yang chow mai system, and how do we understand that from a Western evolutionary biology perspective, and then from hence a Western physiologic perspective. The two mesh well together, and so I hope that this talk will be exciting and also advance the conversations that we're having in the field and help to create a framework that makes the acupuncture system, the Chinese medical system, readily available to Western thinkers and help it to expand across the country. This should be an amazing conference. There's a wonderful lineup of speakers, and I think all of the talks are going to dovetail together really beautifully, and I really hope you'll be able to join us there. Thanks very much.